It is no secret that the new Fortnite seasons are exciting for the community, and with the release of a new season, the same question is asked. Is Fortnite absolutely doomed? Or are players going to marvel at this new season? This video is going to cover my views on the season, as well as my prediction of the performance of the season overall. If you have played Fortnite recently, it's no secret that the most recent season, Wrecked, caused a bit of a divide in the community. For those who have been living under a rock, last season was full of broken items and powerful cars, causing conflict between competitive and casual players, leading to a split in the loot pool from pubs and ranked. However, I'm not talking about last season. Today I'll be talking about Chapter 5 Season 4 Absolute Doom. Now, I believe that this season will be extremely similar to last season in terms of pubs and ranked due to the broken loot pool. The new loot pool consists of many items, doomed to cause controversy in the future, especially in ranked, as many have different abilities and powers. The main new additions to the loot pool are the Monarch pistol, the Sovereign shotgun, Captain America's shield, War Machine has jetpacks with boost features, an auto-locking turret, and an arsenal consisting of rapid-fire weapons and missiles that can shred through builds, and Dr. Doom has arcane gauntlets. The Monarch pistol has a high fire speed, but low damage when shooting from the hip, but low fire speed and high damage when aiming down sight. The Sovereign shotgun is similar, with low accuracy and a high fire rate from the hip, but more accurate when aiming down sight for a slower fire rate. Captain America's shield can block attacks, be thrown for 60 damage, and charge into people for 50, and Dr. Doom's gauntlets can be used to do a energy blast, or used similarly to the Iron Man repulsors of the last Marvel season, Chapter 2, Season 4. When coming out of a controversial season like Chapter 5, Season 3, the Fortnite community craves an exciting season where both casual and competitive players coexist peacefully. These new changes to loot pool are bound to split the community like the cars did with comp players, likely complaining that they are overpowered, and the pub players loving them because they are fun to use. This means that the community will further divide rather than heal the crack between the two sides caused by last season. This will mean that Epic is likely going to cause more loot disparity between pubs and ranked. I personally think that this will be needed to keep ranked about skill in the game, but I don't favour it, as casuals that rely on broken and wacky items will not even be able to test the waters of ranked if their favourite game items are nowhere to be seen, leading to a gradual decrease in interest for the ranked game mode. Comparing two seasons can be tricky, but I like to boil it down to four main things: the Battle Pass, the gameplay, loot pool changes, and map changes. Let's start with the Battle Pass. Last season had a Wastelander theme, as well as mechanical themed skins. However, some of the skins, such as Ringmaster Scar and Bright Raider, felt a bit half done, and some improvements could have been made, leading me to give it a score of 6 out of 10. This season had a Marvel-based Battle Pass, and I am loving it. Everything other than the emotes are perfect, and the edit styles really add to the skins as a whole. However, there's one skin I'm not a huge fan of, which is Gwenpool, but it's by no means a bad skin, and is just a small outlier from the rest of the skins, giving it an 8 out of 10. Gameplay last season was fun, with new mechanics such as Nitro Splash and boss cars, 7 out of 10. But on launch of this season, there are jetpacks having boost forward abilities, as well as superpowers and auto-locking turrets. Despite having somewhat controversial potential, all of the new Marvel abilities are fun and wacky, but still balanced enough so that they can be countered, stopping casual players from cowering behind the items, which I think is a good balance, so that the community's not up in flames if one of their favourite items gets nerfed. Loot is different this season, with 4 new guns and an onslaught of abilities that tie in perfectly with this season's theme. However, last season felt a bit dry in terms of weapons being brought in, as the main source of new items are only useful when trying to counter the broken cars, leading to a messy and slightly incoherent loot pool, 6 out of 10. With only a couple weapons being brought into the game, last season felt the same as the season before it, However, it didn't have the fun godlike abilities that made the season before it feel fun. Whereas this season has shaken the loot pool as its own for exciting new guns and a lot of Marvel-related abilities leads to a large potential for the future of the season. Last season brought a barren wasteland full of cars on the map, bosses and nitro portals alongside slurped cacti, meaning that the primary use of the wasteland was either to find movement or to heal with not much else going on. However, it did destroy a favourite spot called Snooty Steps, making it borderline unvisitable, and the new biome was all around hard and uninviting to fight in, 7.5 out of 10. This season brought 4 new POIs and 1 new biome. The Doctor Doom biome has turned classy courts Doctor Doom themed, with the new Doom chests as well as a castle POI and a town POI that feel like fan favourite spots called the Citadel and Tilted Towers respectively, and are all around fun to fight in, 9 out of 10. With adding up the scores I've given to each season, Wrecked gets a 26.5 out of 40, whereas Absolute Doom gets a 34.5 out of 40, meaning that I think that Absolute Doom is going to perform better than Wrecked. In conclusion, the season is off to a good and entertaining start. For a season to have a loot pool that opens endless doors for playstyles is a good sign that fights will be entertaining with these new playstyles and not as repetitive as last season. I believe that competitions will use a loot pool devoid of collab items to ensure that the most broken items don't dominate the competitive scene, as well as in the way I compare seasons. This season scored a 36 out of 40 compared to last season's 27, indicating that exciting things are on the horizon, and I cannot wait for Epic to give us some more of the Marvel items, like Shuri's Black Panther Vibranium Claws or Iron Man's suit. However, until all that comes out, all I have left to say is, see you next update.